Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host. Oh boy, folks, here we go. We're going to kick off the top 10 list. So, we're going to start first with the top 10 worst of 2025. These are the bottom of the barrel, the dumpster fire of filmmaking. What I call the worst list. Now, as usual, like last year, we're going to start with the honorable mentions, and then we'll go ahead and get to the 10 worst. So these are not in any order. We'll go ahead and start with honorable mentions. These are dishonorable mentions, if you want to say. The first honorable mention I have is Monty Python's Meaning of Life. That's better. And yeah, this was just a not very good Monty Python movie. The problem I had with the film is there are some okay laughs, but it just bogged down to more gross out humor that make you laugh. Although the songs are great, but it's on the honorable mentions because, well, just is. And next is Blues Brothers 2000 from 1998. I did not like this movie. It just, I don't know. Dan Aykroyd was bored. John Goodman was fun, but not enough to save the movie. Some good songs like The Ghost Riders in the Sky, but in the end, it just was another boring sequel, and I just didn't think it was anything too special. Norbit. Now, the reason I still own Norbit is I don't think it's that bad. And there are funny moments. The water slide scene especially is why it's the honorable mentions. But I don't think it's that bad. This is not a bad movie. It's just, there's just only one funny scene in the movie. And I just personally did not care. Let's put that aside. But yeah, Norbit, yeah. Next is Xanadu, or Xanadont. Now, again, just like I mentioned about Norbit, this movie is not. It's not a bad movie. The ELO songs are great, and the animation scene by Don Bluth is the highlight of the movie. But there are just so many problems far away from the best. And also another reason I also have this is I own, as I showed before, the soundtrack. So that's only the reason why I still own this. And I'm only keeping it because of that soundtrack. And it's great. So yeah, so that's Xanadu. I'll put that right there. Merry Madagascar. The reason why this is not on the worst list is it's still Madagascar. This movie is okay, and I didn't have enough movies to put in the honorable mentions, so that is why this is oh yeah, I'll put that right there. This is why it's on the honorable mentions. It's an okay Christmas movie, but it's a good time waster is what I should definitely say. So anyways, next is now the worst. This is just bad, and that's Thunderbirds. This is just an awful movie that almost qualified to be on the 10 worst. But there was one worse movie than that. It's so bad. My biggest problem with the movie is they focus more on special effects and give us a good story. Also, there's so many cringe jokes, and I didn't find that anything special. What I did mention in my review is the agency that they work is called International Rescue. I didn't mention that in my review, so I'm kind of making a rebuttal. But you got so many problems. You also have diaper jokes, which make no sense whatsoever, and it just comes off as ha ha ha. Are we supposed to laugh at that? So it's just cringe jokes and nothing special. So that is why. Very bad things. By the way, I have 8 this time and not 10. I couldn't get to 10, so I have 8. So I want to kind of bring that up. Very Bad Things. Peter Berg directorial debut. What could go wrong? Well, it's just boring. Peter Berg made The Amazing Friday Night Lights, which I still have that poster right there in the background. But for his directorial debut, it's just gross. Performance-wise, is alright. The performances are good for what they're given, but I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the story. The ending gave us a big FU. There you go. And it's just too violent is what I should say. So that's why it's not on the list. And the 8th honorable mention for this year is It's Complicated. Meryl Streep, Alec Baldwin. I didn't laugh at this. Nancy Meyers made some okay movies, but in the end it just, I don't know. Performance-wise is good. I just didn't find the movie that funny, and it's basically a nothing special movie. So there you go. That is the honorable mentions. Let's jump right into, that's right, folks. Now, without further ado, let's get the 10 worst out of the way. So we're going to kick off the list with 47 Ronin. I went back and forth between choosing. I originally had It's Complicated, but I decided to put 47 Ronin. Keanu Reeves movie about him being Ronin. And again, the problem I have with it is Keanu Reeves. I don't know why this guy, I didn't buy him as a samurai. I just found him, I didn't find his character likable. The story was flat and paper thin, by the numbers. It's just bad performances in a movie that's just too much action and no plot. Go watch Last Samurai instead. You'll thank me for it. Number 9, Stoker Ace. This is the one I had in my honorable mentions, but this is the one I put on the list. So, Stoker Ace, Burt Reynolds, Lonnie Anderson. This is a Warner Brothers made movie. And it's just, I don't know. The problem I have with Stoker Ace, again, is the fact that Burt Reynolds is playing the same character. He's a race car driver. He's just annoying, just nothing special. I got bored with the plot. Lonnie Anderson isn't even trying. She drives me nuts in the movie. And I didn't buy her character as this reporter. Instead, what we got is just cringe after cringe. Ned Beatty wasn't anything special, so that's that. Oh, by the way, before I go on to the number eight movie, I want to let you know, if you want to see my full reviews of these, even the honorable mentions, I'll have a link on the bottom. You can check out my full review of the film. If you want to know, if you want more, if you want an actual full review of those, links will be in the description. Okay, number 8, Den of Thieves. Why? This is just, it's too much noise, too much action, no story. Gave me a headache watching this, and I did again. It has a neat idea with them being bank robbers, but in the end of the day, it didn't really make me want to root for anybody in the movie. I just wanted the movie to just end. Number 7, Balls of Fury. A ping pong comedy that does not work. This is a sports comedy that tries so hard at being a sports comedy than just making me laugh. I just got bored with the movie. Watkins trying to be a monk cut me a break. I mean, Watkins can be funny, but he's just not funny. It's also kind of racist at times, where he's an American trying to be a monk. And it's like, wow, you really had to go that far. So that is number 7. Number 6, K9. Yes, the first installment of the cop and teams up with a dog. This is just not funny. The problem is, I didn't find the dog that entertaining. I know there are 3 more sequels. They're going to probably be more of the same. But, yeah, go watch Turner Hooch instead. I think Hanks with the dog is a much better team up. So, if you want a movie with a cop and a dog, just go watch K9. You'll thank me for it again. So that's number 6. So number 5 is Yanks. Now the only reason I'm keeping Yanks is because it's a studio selections. But that doesn't mean it's a good movie. I haven't even watched a good studio selections movie yet. But yeah, anyways, let's talk about Yanks. This is a World War II movie trying to be a melodrama. I found nothing new than any other war movie I've ever seen. World War II, Vietnam, anything like that based around Civil War. I found nothing new with that. Richard Gere, I don't find his character interesting. William Devane, who may be the best part, doesn't even save this movie. It's just so boring. I just didn't, and there was less war in it, and it focused more on the soldier having a romantic interest with her. He's a draftee, and it's a World War II movie trying to be a melodrama, and I didn't find it that entertaining. So Yanks has qualified number 5. Yanks is number 5. Let's go to number 4. Charlotte's Web 2: Wilbert's Great Adventure. Now, if you're looking for a animated movie with talking animals, that's fine. But it's Charlotte's Web. This is it's an unnecessary sequel put up by Paramount under their 90th anniversary brand. Also made by Nickelodeon. So you would think putting those two factors together, you get yourself a film. Let's run down why this doesn't work. They take all the memorable songs that the Hanna-Barbera Classic did. Lots in Common, Fair as a Fair, Zuckerman's Famous Pig, so many other great songs. You take out those, it's just not that memorable. Carnigan isn't anything interesting. Fern, it's badly animated, and Carnigan drives me nuts. The fact that he was voiced by Boots the Monkey doesn't help it out either. But it's Charlotte's Web, and you need to just stick with Hanna-Barbera Classic and skip this forgettable movie. Also, they call a boar a wild pig. They're called boars. Anybody who knows logic, that's another problem. They have him become a wild pig instead of a boar. Why? Even the horror movie Boar says it's a boar. And that movie was tame compared to this trash. The only reason I'm keeping this is because I'm completist. That's why. So that's number 4. Number 3, it's the only DreamWorks movie that qualified my worst list. I've never put a DreamWorks movie in the worst list. Maybe I did. I don't remember. And that's Dinner for Schmucks. Why? Jay Rauch is a good director. He made the Austin Powers movies, which are very funny. He made that trilogy. And again, nothing in this movie entertains the benefactor. You got Steve Carell, who's annoying. You got Paul Rogers trying to play the straight person. You got Jamie Clement, who's like this sort of like male model. You got Jeff Dunham, who has a relationship with a puppy. You got all these characters and just not funny. More annoying than funny. You got Carell doing this, It may be funny for about 5 seconds, but he does it for a whole entire minute. With a film about a family of schmucks, I was expecting this to be funny. But what we got is schmucks that are unlikable. So yeah. Number 2 is Sergeant Bilko, Steve Martin movie. I didn't find him that interesting. Sergeant Bilko just is not funny. Sorry if I'm doing that, guys, but let's run down why this is not funny. Steve Martin just plays an unlikable guy. The Sergeant Bilko character isn't interesting. You have the bully from Problem Child 2 in this, who I thought would be funny. He may actually be the worst part of the movie. And you got characters that are just unlikable, a plot that's stereotypical. Phil Hartman, who was funny, who can be funny, is just not funny enough, who the movie that this was directed by Jonathan Lynn, who made another film that we will talk about when I get to the best list. But Phil Hartman is just not that funny. And director Jonathan Lynn can direct, and we'll talk about that when I get to the best list. But suffice to say, this is just a very boring movie, and I don't feel like revisiting Bilko and his army of idiots. And now, we come down to the number one worst movie of 2025 is Bigger, Fatter, Liar. Yes, the sequel to a movie I thought was pretty good. This, on the other hand, is just an extreme cash grab. When I reviewed the movie Cobb and Have New Recruit, I got a lot of questions about that. I still stand as a very solid direct-to-video film based on a movie I actually like. Bigger Fat Liar is just rehashing the same thing. It's just, nothing is that interesting. Barry Bostwick is just, he's like this guy. They go through the whole situation, him writing, stealing his ideas. There is one funny thing where he tries to drink a concoction of hot sauce, and he's trying to find water while doing it. That made me chuckle. But in the end of the day, nothing in this movie is funny. The characters are shallow, the script is paper thin, by the numbers, nothing made me laugh. I really wanted to just stop this movie. It's right up there with The Stray in terms of the worst movie I've ever watched in my entire life. And that's saying much for a movie. Again, this movie, I can ignore Wisdom of Friends. And that movie is a terrible movie. But this is even worse than that. You have, again, stereotypical characters that make absolutely no sense. It's not funny. It's obnoxious. Instead of blue paint, he now has white paint instead of him jumping into the pool like the first movie. He drinks this smoothie that makes his face all white. Eventually, he looks more like a mime. Spoiler, he becomes a mime. So I want to get that. I spoiled it. I'm sorry, but I had to bring that out. It's a terrible cash grab, and it's too bad that Universal does not know how to make direct-to-video sequels. Skip this and just go watch Cobb and Have New Recruit. That movie was funny. That movie had characters. It solved problems that the first movie of Cobb and Have did, and I just did not find this movie that funny. I mean, I won't be watching it again. I can tell you that for sure. So, that's it, guys. Wow, that is the worst of 2025. I hope to not look back at these movies. I hope to never watch them again my entire life. Some of these maybe, but I sort of doubt it. Like I said, one I'm keeping for because I'm a completist, that's why. And the only reason I have Yanks, it's because it's a Seuss Selections release and trying to get all the Seuss Selections. But I don't see myself go back and watch this. And Norbit, like I said, was on the honorable mentions bad, but I don't think it's terrible. I can tell you that right now, guys. So, yeah, thank you. Like I said again, guys, that is the list. Thank you guys so much for watching me talk about these dumpster fire films. And then, like I said again, I hope to move on, move forward, and never watch these again. And hopefully we get some even better movies for next year. So, that's it, guys. That is my top 10 worst list. But like I said again, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get all my video notifications so you don't miss a single video. I'm on Letterboxd, guys, so you guys can check out what I post on there. And don't go anywhere, guys. Don't go anywhere, guys. I will have... Hang on. Yeah. Don't go anywhere, guys, because I will have my 10 best lists coming up. I'm pre-recording this along with the 10 best lists, which you'll see the worst and you'll see the best. So come back to the channel. I will have my best list, and then I also have 2 more videos near the end of the year. So like I said, just like, comment, subscribe, so and click the bell so you don't miss a single video. So yeah, that's it guys, and as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.